It's a fact. Nobody needs a photographer. And as a photographer, I don't want any clients who need a photographer. This channel is all about supporting photographers who are competing against this. So if anyone can pull out their phone and create a good image, why would they need a photographer? Let's talk about that. The fact is, I don't bid on many projects. I don't want people who need a photographer. I want people who are looking for something else. So let's talk about the reasons why someone may feel they need a photographer. In some cases, it may be time. They just don't have the time to create the images. So they need someone, hopefully a professional, someone who's going to do a really good job to create the images for them while they're doing something else. Another reason is experience. Maybe there's a type of photography that they just don't have confidence in doing. They don't have a lot of experience, nor do they care to learn. The fact is, you can learn just about everything you want to understand about photography online, on YouTube, in blogs, but some people really don't care. They rather pay the money to have somebody who's taken the time to train themselves or be professionally trained to do the work for them. Convenience may be another reason why somebody would hire a photographer. The fact is, a bride could certainly take her own images, but it would be rather inconvenient and may just ruin the day having to be responsible for all those photographs. And you know what? Selfies can only go so far. All of those are valid reasons as to why somebody may hire a photographer. It adds value to the profession of a photographer, meaning you have something that they need, and often it is the time, the skill, availability to do what they need done. Now, in the old days when the camera was a magic box, it took more skill to create great images, and certainly photographers were hired for that skill because people couldn't just pull a phone out of their pocket or pick up any old camera to create the images that were required for certain types of photography. However, today it's much different. Anyone can pull out a camera from their pocket and create an image that is acceptable for their needs. The fact is, as a professional photographer, you really shouldn't be looking for people who need a photographer. You want to develop a community of people who want to hire you, not a photographer, you. And that's what I want. I don't want people who want to hire a photographer. I want people who want to hire me. So then the question is, what do I bring to the table? Well, I have a lot of different things that I bring to the table, but what about you? What do you bring to the table? And often it is a higher level of photography, and in many cases, that is what people are looking for, that extra level, and it keeps getting more complex, and there are more opportunities out there to create unique images. So you, as a photographer, need to go beyond the basics of good composition and basic exposure. You need to add another level that says your brand, who you are. Develop a brand of photography that people desire. So we don't want people who need a photographer. We want people who want you. And when you get that, when you understand that, you can start building a business based on your style and your brand. And you don't have to play the photographer commodity game. The commodity game means I'm going for the lowest price just to stay in business. But chances are, if you're going for the lowest price, which in many cases is zero, you're going out of business. So you don't want to do that. You want to be pushing upwards, not downwards. Upwards keeps you in business, but you need to look for the right clientele. And that's why in many cases, I will not accept bids. Now, sometimes I have clients or there are people who like my photography, but they say they have to send out a bid. Okay, that's fine. I just expect to lose it. Now, sometimes I win, and that's great. But most of the time, I either turn it down or just expect nothing's gonna happen from it. But fortunately, I have a list of clients who call me regularly because they appreciate, one, my style, my professionalism, how I create images, how I deliver images, the whole process, everything that I do. For some, it's because I can get in and out quickly when they are trying to create an image of a busy person. Trust is a huge part of it. They know they will get the images they're looking for when they hire me. And why take the risk to hire somebody else? And that is another reason why people hire professional photographers, to lower the risk. And if you can prove that you are lowering the risk and that you offer a certain level of photography skill, expertise, style, whatever it may be, if you can do that, you will certainly get return customers. So I hope you agree. Nobody needs a photographer. They need their photographer, a photographer that satisfies their photographic needs. And you, as a photographer, don't need somebody who needs a photographer. You want somebody who needs you. So what do you look for in a client? I look forward to reading your answers in the comments below. Of course, if you found this video valuable, make sure you like it and share it with your friends. If you don't want to miss a future upload, be sure to subscribe.